This is the Big Face Show.
So what your opinion on what's going on in China at the moment?
Wait.
I don't really want to go too much into it, but I just want to hear your little, what's your opinion?
What do you know about it?
I don't know too much. I know that they're fighting over some craziness, and they're talking about currency. There's a problem with the currency.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you can enlighten me. What really is
I don't know nothing. You can enlighten me. Allegedly. What I know so far is, raw. I'm telling you, TikTok's going off. TikTok has exposed the whole of the whole of the designer industry. And when I'm saying the whole, I'm saying the whole of them. You've got bags, warehouses of bags on bags on bags that people line up for and people ask for. Like, it's absolutely going off. So, what I think is going on is that, let's get into it quickly and out of it quickly. Donald Trump is messing up the world global game right now. And because we watch their media, we're seeing it from one side. But as he raised that tariff, 125, bam, on China, China went nuts. China didn't even return with tariffs. Them were returned with mini movies, TikTok clips. Bam! Released a whole wave of tsunami release. They released a tsunami of madness. Now, it's looking like they gotta find a way to stop this rubbish, man, because right now, everybody knows that when it comes to a certain amount of designer people, they're not making their own in-house stuff. They are really making it from China, and it's being sourced from China. But what some designers are trying to do is defend themselves by saying that, you know, we are really making our things in-house. So you got Hermes, they're saying their things are in-house. Birkin, they're saying their things are in-house. You know, a lot of people, the Italians are saying their things are from Italy, but we just have to wait and see.
What do you think about fashion? What do you think about designer labels? Do you think it's worth its cost? Do you think it's worth its money? Like, for what people are paying, like, some people are paying like £2,000 for a pair of jeans, or £10,000 for a pair of jeans. Do you think it's worth the money? Do you think anyone should be paying that kind of money for these designer brands?
When it comes to designer, I think that it's designer, innit? So it's made for a certain type of people. I don't think anybody should go and invest their money or spend their money on these brands. I do think it's been heightened because of music, TV, and, you know, street life, street culture, where people make fast money and they can afford these things. But if you don't live this life, I think you should leave that thing alone. Because designer is set in its ways. It's set to be at a certain price for a certain person.
But when you say for people on the roads, like, sometimes it feels that they're only doing it for status.
Yes, this is what I mean. So if you are getting this type of money, you're going to wear that type of things because you want to fit in with a certain type of crowd. And, you know, sometimes people are looking for ways out or new ways of moving. So they're going to dress in a certain type of way so they can make these connections. But if you ain't got the means to do these things, I think you shouldn't even look at the designers or bother yourself, because I can say it all day, yeah, the prices are high and it's stupid to be paying 10 grand for a pair of jeans or 5 grand for a jacket, but that'll be me giving myself a headache, you know, because at the end of the day, the designers don't care and the people that's got the money don't care. They're still going to go and buy it.
No, it's just for me, it's the mindset of the person, because for me, it's like, if you're not wearing designers, you don't feel good about yourself. Is that what it is?
That goes back down to self-confidence.
That's my point. So it becomes down to an individual, the way they feel about themselves, not about the brand of clothing.
Yes, because a lot of people are not confident in themselves. Again, it goes back to what I was talking about on my TikTok, that a lot of people go outside as their bodies. they don't go outside as the human being that's actually working the body. So they go outside and they worship everything around them, and then they want to replicate what they see instead of actually going outside and noticing that you're an individual and being an individual and bringing something new to the table. So there's a lot of, blood sucking, soul sucking, energy sucking, swag sucking demons going around, or energy going around, where people cannot think for themselves. And when you can't think for yourself, you can't gain the confidence that one man needs. It's like being a person from the town and you're the king of the town, or you're someone popular in the town, and then you go out in the wilderness and you meet a shepherd, but the shepherd is the boss of the countryside, and you look down on them because they ain't like you, or they ain't got what you got going on. But in real life, the shepherdman is the man that actually knows himself in whole, because he's not looking at the fancy stuff in life or worshipping people. Instead, he knows himself, and he probably just wears his raggedy clothes every day just looking after his sheep. But the difference is he's aware of self.
Yeah, I believe you must love yourself. It doesn't matter what clothing you've got on. At the end of the day, it's the person that makes the clothing, not the clothing that makes the person.
That's the difference. So, as I just gave my analogy, the boss man of the town can come to the shepherd man and look down on him, but the shepherd man could be the boss, big boss the whole time. It didn't mean because the shepherd man wasn't wearing gold and jewelry that he wasn't the boss. It just meant that he had what the man wearing jewelry didn't have, and that was confidence and self-confidence and, respect for self, to the point where he doesn't have to do foolishness to fit in or to please people.
I just want to ask you another question. Do you feel that when you was growing up there was more individuals, and now there is not many individuals? Like, it's like everybody seems like they're cloned. Like, if you see a group of people, you can guarantee that they'll all be very similarly dressed.
Yeah.
Whereas back in my day, it was about the individuals. Everybody, you could have close friends, but they'd all be dressed totally different.
Yeah, I grew up like similar way. Everyone was individuals. Like, you could have close friends and nobody in the group raps the same or sings the same. Everybody had their own difference within that group. Everybody wore their own trainer or tracksuit different to the other person. Now we live in a time where everyone's just following the other person. There's no uniqueness. No one is like saying, this is me. They're just coming as this is us. Sometimes you see a bunch of people wearing the same tracksuit, and it's a bit, it's a bit niche, if that's the right word.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need self back. We need individuality back. I grew up in a time where, as I said, even down to the grime scene, every artist had his own unique flow. D Double didn't rap like D4B. D4B didn't rap like Kano. Kano didn't rap like Tinchy Strider. Everyone was unique. So now, everyone in grime raps the same or spits the same. Everything is fast. They all wear the same Nike tracksuits, or they wear Trap Star. And that's not me trying to poke at no one. That's just what it's like. And hopefully we get a wave of new things coming back. And that's why we need young people, because young people are the creators of everything. So as the world is going, we're coming out of this generation of what we just had.
But that's the problem, is the young people of today, they're not creating their following.
But that's what I'm saying. What the government did, and I will blame it all on the government, but I won't blame it all on them. I'll blame it on the parents too for allowing it. But what happened is they had an agenda, and their agenda worked. But you have to remember, that's only for a specific time of period. Because what I've started to understand is every period has its uniqueness, and no period is the same. And now, all the kids of yesterday are like 19, 20, they're coming to them ages. So we're about to go into the new wave of kids that are about to do school again and go into colleges. These are the new kids that's going to bring this new wave of new sound, new dancing, new whatever that everybody catches on to. So I'm excited for it, and I'm just waiting to see what's gonna go on this year.
Yeah, well, definitely with the social media, it's kind of breaking a lot of chains, and you know, it's giving people platforms
Yeah.
and people who are individuals platforms to go and speak,
Yeah.
like yourself, and
Yeah.
you know, other great content providers
Yeah.
out there. I think it's a good look, definitely. I'm quite excited about the future because, you know, as you say, the youngsters are the future, but the old heads still got to guide them.
The old heads have to do their job, and that's where guidance has gone wrong. I think the internet is a great tool, but a lot of elders as well have gone into the internet and provided the wrong kind of information based on them trying to make a living. You know, it's good, everyone can make a living, but once you get to a certain age, you need to know what you're doing, and you have to do it in a manner of respecting other people and respecting the children underneath you or the people coming after you. Big respect to all the channels that are growing people and teaching people, and big respect to all the channels that are keeping people entertained. You know what you're doing in the entertainment business, because at the end of the day, it's entertainment, and you can harm a lot of people by saying the wrong thing and you thinking that it's funny. And there've always been a saying that I've always heard is, not everything is a joke. So yeah, sometimes just know how you're doing things. But yeah, man, I'm happy for it. I'm happy for the future, and I'm happy that we've been allowed. I'm happy that the internet has given us this other way to navigate. So yeah, man, it's just seeing how people use it, and we're seeing how and seeing what good content is gonna come out this year.
How do you feel people like yourself can get themselves more out there, more aware?
I feel like the only way people like myself can get myself more out there, and you know, to more listeners, or even be more aware of me, is by continuing to do what I'm doing. You know, one thing I've learned in life is never give up, no matter what. Just chase your dream and breathe this energy. This year, I've said to myself, I'm gonna make this goal and I'm gonna go for it. So it's up to me, you know, really. If I want this to get out there, I've got to do the work. So that's the only way it's gonna work, and that's the only way people are gonna know about me, by me doing the work and providing this information and this content for people.